Welcome to the channel. Um, as you can see here, we're just going to be talking about some Chelsea transfer news. Mostly, we're going to be talking about like the Lukaku situation with Napoli, and we're really gonna dig really into a couple of the transfers that we have linked to us. Mostly strikers, though. We're gonna really be talking mostly strikers. Prime, how we doing today, man?
Bro, I've been good. The weather's been great today in London, which you don't get often. So I've had a good day, bro. I've had a good day. How about yourself?
Man, it is like 110 degrees here, bro. So I'm not trying to do much. It's 110 is probably like what 45 degrees Celsius, 50 degrees Celsius. It's crazy out here. It's so hot. You could only do anything in the morning. So it's really that's the only time I can enjoy is the morning and then at night. At night's awesome because it's still like 80, 90 degrees at night. So we're gonna enjoy the nighttime tonight. Bro, I just wanted to bring you on to talk a little bit more about like the Victor Osimhen situation. Like not just that with Romelu Lukaku. Um, some let's just say not the best quality reporter out of Napoli though. Did come out and said that Napoli came out with like a $12 million 12 million pound bid or 12 million euro bid with like a 3 million plus add-ons. And as the whole reason I wanted to bring this up to you so we could actually talk about our theory behind this whole Victor Osimhen situation and what the whole situation with Victor Osimhen really may be behind the doors and everything. So tell me a little bit about what you think, because I know me and you have talked a bunch on Lewis's channel and stuff. So I just want to hear a bit about what you think.
Yeah. I think the saga with him, Victor, isn't over. This whole thing of like Chelsea are kind of put off about his wages. Well, you know, we've known for a year how much he would want from us. We've known how much the price tag would be. We've been in negotiations with him for a year. People can say what they want about the owners or the directors or whatever, but I doubt they are that incompetent that they will speak to a guy for a year and only now be surprised by this magical fee that they've not known about. Um, I think we'll still end up getting him. Uh, these lists with like Sesco and stuff. Yeah, I haven't watched Sesco, but just in my personal opinion, um I don't think he is like the guy, the killer that we need. If we actually don't end up getting Victor, but either Osimhen or Gyökeres, I've said this before. I would go with Jackson for another season. I'm happy with going with Jackson, Datra, Fofana, and Nkuku. But get the killer. It's going to cost a lot of money, fine, but it's worth it.
I mean,
We know how important as Chelsea
okay.
fans, like we know how important getting quality.
So so we
Yeah,
kind of if this is what their first offer is, right? Like if this is what their first offer is, right? We kind of have an idea that they don't really have the money to spend on Lukaku until a move is being made, right? They've already played their cards with Gravishvelia. I'm gonna mispronounce his name every single time. They already played his cards with their cards with him, and with that now they know that he's gonna stay at least one more season with Antonio Conte. He'll get like a raise because I think he's only on like 30,000 a week, and then they're trying to sell Victor Osimhen. They need two fullbacks, two wing backs, and they also need to replace Victor Osimhen after he leaves. This is not a great look for what Napoli are trying to do. This kind of move is going to deter anybody from wanting to deal with them with the Victor Osimhen deal. So now I'm going to put the hypothetical back up there for you. We have Alvarez that is being linked, and then we have Alvarez that's being linked, but also being linked today. We had a bunch of strikers names came out. Did you see this little report that came out today?
No, I've only seen
So
like the Alvarez linked in Cesco.
it was, I think it had Alvarez, but it said that we wanted like a modern striker, something along the lines of that. It was like we wanted a modern striker, and we were linked with it was Sesko. I saw Ferguson's name on there. I can't remember the other name, and then it said we might bid for Alvarez. Let me get that. So, what are your thoughts on Alvarez, though? I mean, if if he was actually available, would you say that's something that you would be interested in?
Uh, I um spoke about this on was it Casually FC? I think a couple of days ago. I rate Alvarez. Like
Mm-hmm.
we can all see how great of a player he is. Like on on his technical ability, but I've got question marks. Man City are one of the best teams in the world. Why would they be okay with getting rid of one of their players? Why would they be okay? The same thing the same reason why I was skeptical about the Sterling transfer. I was skeptical about when Arsenal signed Zinchenko and Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Why would the king be okay with one of his scraps going to the peasants? You know what I mean? It doesn't really make sense. I look at the Alvarez situation at City. I get he wants to play more games and be the number 9. However, he's just not better than Haaland that's there. And I
Yeah.
think Chelsea should have that same situation. We've got our Alvarez and Jackson. Fine, Jackson may not be on the same level, technical ability
But
wise.
what
That's fine.
what if
But
he isn't just I guess that's always the question, right? Like
mm,
I mean, is lack of opportunity, right? In this case, is lack of opportunity what's causing us to think that he's just a Jackson, right? I mean, he had almost like I think 18 goals and 13 assists, but he played at striker probably 6 games, 7 games, prime. Like, what are we thinking? Like,
true.
do you think that that lack of the lack of opportunity of playing striker because of obviously Holland being there. Do you think that's the reason why that's happening?
Yeah, I mean, yes, fine, but I don't. For me, Alvarez is not a striker. I think he's a false 9. I think he. I also look at Nkuku like this as well. By the way, I don't view Nkuku as a 10, and I don't view him as a
Mm-hmm.
9. I think he's like, and obviously you know more about Nkuku than anyone, so you correct me if I'm wrong. But I think Nkuku is more of a false 9. That he can play more or less anywhere across the front line, but you've got to build the team around him to get the best out of him. Alvarez is kind of the same thing. You've got to build the team
Uh,
to get the best out of him.
I don't know if I don't know if I would say that, to be honest. Um, I wouldn't say you don't have to build the team around him because back when it was the Nagelsmann time frame for this, like back when it was the Nagelsmann time frame for this, it was really like Nkuku was like just a plain creator. And before that, he played the 8, bro. Like he played 8 for the German team. And then they just found that he was too explosive. He was getting in the box, and whenever he got in the box, he scored. So they just moved him closer and closer to the front line. And then eventually he ended up being the striker because they ended up losing all their strikers. And that's why he ended up playing striker. But you're right that he's best at like that center forward, right behind the striker, link up type of man.
Mhm.
That's why like a gunman is. in my opinion, crucial. But also, like, I don't know if Alvarez, like, I guess the only sample size that I can give you that can give you some type of example of him actually being a gunman was during the World Cup when he just looked like a gunman. That's like that's the only thing that I can really like give you like sample size wise. You know what I mean? And this is the report. It was Ben Jacobs, but we know Ben Jacobs, how much is it true, how much isn't.
Yeah.
But
No,
yeah, it
I
was
know. I get that.
this list of people.
I get that.
But here's the reason why I bring this up, right? Because this list of people are more along the lines of what Victor is, right? I just it's hard for me to believe that they're gonna go and not sell him this summer, and there's no one out there that is capable of paying for him. And then what like do you think that Victor would take a Saudi deal? That's I guess the other question. Like at this stage of his career, do you think he would take a Saudi deal?
Um, but like Lukaku, no. See no
Mm.
reason why would he? The deal was for Saudi last summer as well, and like
No, I'm
if you
talking
remember, I
about Victor. I'm talking about Victor. If
oh Victor,
Victor, if
Victor, nah.
yeah, like I
He's not.
mean, think about it, right? Like if there's nobody else that can afford him, right? They just can't afford him. There's nobody out there that can afford Victor Osimhen. Do you really like here's the thing, here's the funny thing is like they believe Arsenal they think that Arsenal is going to come in with a bid with two player trade in kind of situation. That's what they wanted from us was Lukaku and one other person. Like I just don't believe there's anybody out there that's gonna want him to
I
pay
don't
for
think
pay the 120.
our listen. Last summer, Arteta vouched to sign Kai Havertz. Now he hasn't worked in
Yeah.
the eight role like we all said he wouldn't work, but
Mm-hmm.
he's playing this false nine striker position and it's working somewhat. Congratulations
Big
for
up.
Arsenal.
Thank you for the stay. Thank you for the raid, Staffy. I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate
Big
you.
up, Safi. Um,
Thank you for the
Ar-
raid.
Arteta is not
So
gonna allow um his signing to be like undermined in the summer or in a year. Like they're not going to sign Victor because that means Havertz has to then go on the bench. He's Arteta won't do that. His ego will get in the way. So that's why I truly believe they'll go for Sesko. Sesko could be it will be a good backup option for Havertz. Um,
let me stop you quick because there's a lot of people that came in. Big up everybody that's in the chat. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming in. Make sure you like the video. I appreciate everybody showing up. What we're talking about today is our theory on what's going on with the Victor Osimhen situation. This is just what me and Prime think. We're putting our tin hats on and really talking about this. Not really much to go off of other than what's been shown uh, journalistically. So to kind of go back to where we were just a bit ago, we were talking about the bogus bullshit uh, bid that Napoli supposedly put in for like 15 million for Lukaku, and we are saying this. This is it. This is what we're saying. Fuck ADL, because in the end, they're gonna have to lower their bid for Victor. They're gonna have to lower their price for Victor Osimhen, and we'll see where they're at. Because if somebody, I'm sure Lukaku's gonna wait for Antonio Conte. This is a collusion. Look at that's what I'm saying. Look at this. Watch this whole thing happen. I'm telling you. We've been saying. Me and Prime have sat here and said I still think Victor Osimhen will be our striker next year.
listen, AD,
Since the
ADL,
beginning.
ADL can do what he wants. He
Mm-hmm.
can like ultimately, like Joey, you're right. Ultimately, not a lot of clubs can actually afford to sign Victor. So he won't go to Arsenal, who need a striker, but won't go for him. Man
Which, by the
United,
way, I think you're right. By the way, I
yeah,
think you're right. I think Sesko ends up winning. I think Sesko ends up Arsenal end up winning the Sesko bid,
yeah.
and he ends up backing up Kai Havertz. I think you're
I
absolutely right
listen.
about
It's not even Arsenal winning the Sesko stuff. I don't truly believe like Chelsea will push that hard for Sesko. So it's not really winning anything. You're just going to get him by default. Um, you look at who else can afford a Victor. Fine, we can say we can say PSG, but PSG are going to try and go for Kvaratskhelia
that.
to replace Mbappe leaving. Napoli, I keep saying this, and it's Serie A in general. Teams need money. Napoli went and got Conte. You don't bring in Conte if you're not going to try and go for the league in the next 2-3 years. He's on a 3-year deal. Napoli need money. Lo and behold, their two best players are worth a lot of money. It makes sense that at least one of them will go this summer.
Mm.
Conte wants Lukaku. Lukaku would go back or go work with Conte again, Napoli. Like
Yep.
the pieces fit in the jigsaw so
It,
perfectly.
it, it is a line of dominoes. It's a
Yeah.
line of dominoes, bro. We just need one to fall. All it takes is one.
Mm-hmm.
Because once I think Sesko's the one that's gonna end
Falling.
up tipping the dominoes, right? Yeah, that's going to be the one that's going to end up tip the dominoes. They tip the
Yeah.
dominoes is going to be Sesko.
And you
Sesko to
know what?
Arsenal, right? We
This will
see the
happen,
here we go Sesko to Arsenal. Just
bro.
give me a
This will
second. I'm
happen
gonna
late in the
go.
window, by the
I
way.
want to go. I want to go in order, right? Of like what I think, how I think is going to end up playing out,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
So it's going to be just. I think Sesko is going to be the first domino to fall. He'll end up going to Arsenal, okay? Because they were shaking their booties for him for like the last 6 months. Real tough, real big for him. We just pulled out of the Victor Osimhen deal, so we give Arsenal, a little jostle on Sesko, and then we move on to our next target. Okay, that next target will be Julian Alvarez. I think, in my opinion, Prime, this is what I think will end up happening. As much as everybody wants Julian Alvarez, PSG will pay the wage structure will be twice what we could do. They'll give him like three,
True.
400 bags. You know what I'm saying? Like three, 400 bags a
You,
week.
you
And
think
then
PSG will get both? Sorry, you think they'll get both Kvaratskhelia and
no,
Alvarez?
no, I'll get there. I'll get
Okay.
there. I'll get there. Okay. So so then so then that means Goncalo Ramos is going to have to end up being loaned out somewhere, probably. One of Goncalo Ramos, Kolomoani. I doubt it's going to be Kolomoani. He likes to use Kolomoani on the wing. Okay? So that Alvarez will get the Ugarte situation going through. We lose Ugarte to 300 bags a week. That's what we lost Ugarte to. Okay? Now, next is what is going to, those are the two options for Victor, okay, for Napoli, right? For the
Yeah.
big options outside of Saudi, we're putting Saudi on the back burner because we don't believe Victor in his current 25, 26-year-old state wants to move to Saudi. Let's just make that assumption for now, okay? Napoli's not selling Var Napoli's not selling Vara. And I don't know about the Barca situation or Real Madrid situation. Napoli's not selling Vara. Plain and simple. They're not. It's proven. We could go to Fabrizio and find it, like, if we really want to. They're not selling Varadon. They're not. They're not selling Varadon. They're giving him a bumper contract. They're not selling Varadon. Okay? Here it is. Right here. Easy peasy to find. They want to keep Vardona. As they expect Victor Osimhen to leave. Okay, PSG has said that they want PSG once again. Even if they want Victor Osimhen, they still have to get rid of Goncalo Ramos. They just spent 80 million in this transfer budget with PSR, which is a real thing. With this transfer budget, they still have they spent a lot of the Mbappe money. It's about 200, so they're going to spend the rest of it on Victor Osimhen at 120. No one's going to pay that. So now we have a situation where ADL is either going to have to keep Victor Osimhen. You're going to keep an unhappy player, which unless Antonio Conte pulls some type of magic with them, right? Because that's really the only thing. Unless Antonio Conte wants to pull some type of magic with them, right? They're going to have to drop their price. They're going to have to totally forego the release clause. So once that comes to case, once it's the release clause is foregone, now we can talk about numbers. Now you have Todd Bowley going up against whoever you want to go up against because I think it's going to be around 80 to 90 million in the end. Personally, whoever gets him, I think it's end up 80 to 90 million. Did I say anything wrong there, Prime? What I just brought up? That's pretty much our theory, right?
No, I agree. I think this still will go towards like near the end of the window anyway. Like, don't be surprised if it's last few days.
I totally agree.
It's going to be a long window. Chelsea fans, just be prepared. We'll be linked to
It's never a short window for us. We'll be linked with everybody.
Bro, they'll link us with Goncalo Ramos.
We'll
be linked to everyone.
For sure.
But yeah, no,
Goncalo Ramos.
Yeah, it makes absolute again.
The one that somebody brought this up. Where is the guy Carez? Somebody did say Guy Carez in here. I don't want to bring Guy Carez up. Here is CAA Mafia. No, CAA Mafia, and you know what it is. Guy Carez, for some reason, I don't think he moves. Just for some reason. I think he'd rather stay in Portugal at this current moment.
You think because Amorim hasn't left either, it's more of an incentive to stay?
Exactly. That's, I think, exactly it. Exactly, Phineas. Exactly. Once Amorim leaves, then he'll leave. It doesn't mean he'll leave to whatever team Amorim's in. Gallagher out, bro. Gallagher out. I don't know how Lewis found Claricef, and I don't know how he sends Claricef's invites, but God forsake if I had to deal with Claricef right now. Guy Carez will only move when his contract expires because his price tag is crazy. That's a good point, And he just had knee surgery too. So now you're just taking a kind of a risk on him. But I think from what I read on that was more of like a preventative situation. Yeah, where's this part right here? I'm not gonna read your name, but does Prime know we're in conference league with FFP issues? Didn't we already get shown that we don't have FFP issues at this current moment? Like, we're loophole FC, my guy. I understand. Me and you have been Chelsea fan. You've been Chelsea fan longer than me by that 3 years, let's say. Okay, and I was here before Roman too. Okay, so for me, this is a scenario that this is just what we do now, bro. Like, this is if one or two sales, you're right in the ballpark to go buy this guy at 80, 90 million. It doesn't matter who you sell what FFP issues. It's proven. It keeps on being proven. What FFP issues, bro? If we had FFP issues, we literally wouldn't have a transfer window. We wouldn't be able to buy anybody, my guy. Like, what FFP issues, bro? I want to if you tell me, I have no problem understanding. 1.5 billion spent, but but 8 point it's like 0.9 billion sold in assets, in players and assets. I get that. That's why we buy youngsters. That's the whole reason why we buy youngsters, because we have a 30K stadium. That's what I'm saying. Like, I just, I don't got to argue with you. I just, I just want you to understand. It's not, we did make a lot of sales, man. Um, it's depending on how long it's distributed. I mean, bro, once again, we'll be buying players this year. I just don't know where you're like. I just don't know. We'll be buying players this year, so I'm not gonna argue with you. Good luck to you. But yeah, this old situation, I think I just don't know with Alvarez. I really like having Alvarez. I personally would rather have Gyökeres, but over all of these guys, just after watching him for at least in the European tournament, I watched quite a bit of that. I at least spent my time watching Sporting, and
Yeah.
I do like what he provides, and I think he's going to fit the Premier League really well. But I've been wanting this Osimhen deal to happen for like 3 years, bro. Now I'm kind of getting like, now I got to be a tin hat about it. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I watched them at Lille,
Mm-hmm.
and when we played them in the Champions League under Frank, when I
Yep.
started watching him, and then people forget this guy's moved for big money and delivered. That deal from Lille to Napoli wasn't any like piece of change money. It was big money for Napoli. Big money for Napoli. Big money for the Serie A. And he delivered them the title. Like last time they won it was when Maradona was there. that's like that's the equivalent of Liverpool winning the league, basically. Like it's years, guys. Yeah, Julian Alvarez. If we didn't have Nkunku, I'd be thinking, cool, get Alvarez. I don't necessarily mind, but we have Nkunku, who, in my opinion, I think he's better than Alvarez. We've got Jackson, who I want to trust in Jackson and give him the time to develop. I don't think we need Alvarez. We need a killer. Go get me Victor Osimhen or Gyökeres. Like one of the two. Like if we don't get Victor, if we don't get Osimhen, but we get Gyökeres, I'll be cool. I won't complain. Just get me one of those two. Get me one of those two. Though we need them. I'm talking about can they play in Maresca's system? If you've looked at what Maresca does, his striker doesn't need to get all of the touches, really. I think they average 12 to 18 or something per game.
22.
Which is perfect. But they create a hell of a lot of chances, which suits
A finisher. A finisher.
That's what he needs.
A finisher. Someone who needs to take a few touches in the box and score. That's what we need. And underneath this manager specifically. Because
Exactly.
if we don't get that right, just for the sake of our conversation, if we don't get that right, then we're gonna probably see Christopher Nkunku at striker. I would not be surprised. I really, really wouldn't.
I would be curious to see that. The thing about Nkunku is Like
I
he's
just
so
don't want
talented
him
and
to be.
flexible.
He's so talented, the kid. He
No,
is
but the
so
thing is, man, Cuckoo, like he can play in so many different positions. But I don't want him to be shoehorned into. I don't want him to be shoehorned as a striker or shoehorned off the left. Play him where he can be best effective. That's what I want from him. I don't want him to be just as a because we don't have a left winger. Just throw him out there and he'll do a job. I don't want that from him. I don't think that's fair on him either.
I've been saying that forever. I mean, my first red flag, the first red flag that I'm going to have with this manager is if Christopher Nkunku's our striker for multiple fucking games. That's going to end up being number one red flag for me right from the get go, bro. I'm going to tell you that right now. As long as he keeps his team healthy, though, bro, like that's my big thing. Like the one thing that I'm happy about the most is like he's coming in with an attitude the way that Conte kind of had, where he really wants these guys to be fit. And when I say fit, every part of their life is going to end up being surrounded by this and being fit. So that's kind of the thing that we were talking. That's kind of the thing that I'm extremely excited about with Enzo Maresca specifically. I want this team to be fit. To be honest, like you have a fit, this team healthy. If this team's just healthy, Prime, and I know you don't like. I know where you like to banter Reece James, but say we
No,
got 30 games of Reece James this year. Say we got 25 games of Reece James this year.
bro. Last
25.
season, if Reese was fit for 17 and then Cuckoo was fit for like 17, 20 games, bro, we easily, I think we can finish third. We would have finished third last season. And that's for including Poch's tactical liabilities because of
Yeah,
the
I'm
quality
just
we
saying,
have.
just the amount of talent. Like, let's just say for the hypothetical, let's not even throw. Let's throw without a striker. Okay, we just buy Michael Olise and we get Tosin and we get a goalkeeper. No striker, right? Like you said, we don't get any striker instead of Victor, whoever it is. We don't get nobody, right? Let's just say that the lineup that we have, the talent that we have just by itself, if we can keep it healthy with Michael Olise, Christopher Nkunku, Palmer, Jackson, I think even Mudryk in this type of system, if you can get him to like contextualize, you do this or you do this. That's it.
That's bro. That's all I've wanted from
That,
you, Drake.
that,
You
that,
have the
bro.
talent.
If we can get
Just
that out of them, right? If you can get the tactical, this is what. If you do this or you do this, that's it, right? I think you could probably pull something out of them, right? And like, I don't even really believe that much but I think you might be able to pull something out of them. And even Madueke, right? If you put Madueke, I think Madueke in this scenario would be suited on the left, just as like a true touchline winger kind of an idea. Like he
yeah.
plays for the U21s. Like he get his left foot. If you force him to use his left foot, he wants to use his left foot, right? So if you put him on the left, right, he can't shoot as much. So then you're forcing him to make the actual cross and make more crosses into the box. That's my thought process behind putting that away on the left. By the way, I have no actual I didn't watch too many U21s for him, but that's the idea of it, right? That's the idea of it. Hopefully, you put Madueke on the left. You hopefully send Sterling on loan to Fulham or West Ham or something, and then yeah, you have Michael Olise on the right with Palmer potentially. And then Christopher Nkunku will play one of these inside 8 positions, but more advanced next to a Caicedo with Romeo Lavia, Enzo in the pivot. Or that deep line playmaker position that Enzo likes.
Joey, there's too much talent in this squad.
That's what I'm saying. If you keep it healthy, If you keep it healthy, like I'm not even like I don't even care what we have at left back. If you keep it healthy, just keep it healthy. Like, bro, that's a top four squad, no questions. Like, no questions. Like it really is. It is a top four squad, no questions on talent, just itself. Plain and simple. Just on talent. You just got to get just a little bit out of Jackson's finishing, a little bit more out of Mudryk, a little bit more out of Madueke on like the creative side of it because he's so efficient getting past people. You know what I'm saying? He's
Yeah.
so efficient at just getting past people. And that's it.
That's what Maresca will do. And that's what I've wanted. Just polish up a few of these players, and you can really see what they can do. I've listen. That's why I've not been so I'm not pessimistic about the Maresca signing. Like I'm interested in what we do next season. I'm very much interested because when we got rid of Poch, I said we cannot. The owners they cannot fail again. They have to get this one right. I believe they have. Now, obviously, time will tell. But for Chelsea fans who are like not so convinced about the signing, just wait until the season actually starts. Give it like 10, 15 games and let's see.
But here's the thing, like I agree with this, right, Lucas? I agree with this with Mudryk, but I've seen him in spurts where his first touch is good. That's the thing is like how much of that can you get out of him? If you limit the amount of what he has to do thinking wise, because he's always thinking way you can see it on his face. He's looking at the ball, he's thinking way too much. Like bro, like just like you if you see something, be decisive. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm saying if you can get Mudryk to just be like, this is what I gotta do. I'm either passing it here, or I'm freaking running right at the guy. And those are the two, three options I got. And that's it. Like back to my left back, back to my midfielder, or run at somebody. Like that's it. Anyways, someone was asking about Lukaku. We talk or the Osimhen. We're not talking about just Osimhen. We're talking about Lukaku and Osimhen and what the ramifications are behind it all. So we talked about it like 20 minutes ago. So if you want to just scroll back, you could do that. But basically, we spoke about like the bid that they put, the bid for 15 million they put in for Lukaku. Like we're just gonna sell these guys. We don't actually have to sell these guys because, as we see right here, we do not need to sell players this month to comply with PSR rules. That's the whole point. People can't shortchange us for our players that they're trying to shortchange us for because we do not need to sell. Do I need to say it again? We do not need to sell players this month to comply with PSR rules. Okay? So, meaning the players that we do sell can go towards whatever the hell we want, and I'm sure there's some type of budget with that. Maybe not. Maybe it's like 10, 15 million or 20 million or something like that. But we got tossing over the line early doors. Good job. Congratulations. I need potentially a keeper. I need a striker. You need to sell one of Chilwell, you need to sell Chilwell because if Chilwell doesn't make sense to what Enzo wants to do anyways. And like that's it. This is it. There's no rush to take low ball offers. We don't need to take the lowest offer. We need to negotiate and wait for these situations. And that's it. We need to wait and negotiate. Like this is all what we're talking. All I've been talking about forever is with this striker situation. For us, it might go down to the end because the guy that we've wanted from the beginning was Victor Osimhen. from the beginning. There's reports from forever ago. Since
No.
January of last year, we were going in for him. Since
We've
January.
wanted him for about the year. All the groundwork is like done. You've got Victor's camp basically saying it's happening. You've got John Obi Mikel playing
Remember,
agent.
he said that he made a decision. Why has nobody
Mhm.
know what his decision is?
Bro. And
I'm
also for
asking a
people who
question for the
think
chat, right? Why does nobody know what his decision is yet?
for
The
people who think
season's
he
over.
won't come to Chelsea, do people not remember last season, I think in December or November, what Napoli did to him? The racist stuff that they were posting on their socials about Victor. He wants to leave. He doesn't want to stay. So where else can he go? He wants to come to Chelsea as well. People can say we're in Conference League. Yeah, that's hilarious. But Man United got Jose Mourinho, Paul Pogba, and Zlatan Ibrahimovic playing in the Europa League. It doesn't make a difference. It doesn't. We're Chelsea. We're gonna get our guys.
I eventually, what this is just once again, we're tin hatting this here. We're tin hatting this here, right?
I mean, yeah, but nothing we're saying is crazy though.
No, not at all. Because what has he said? What has Fabrizio said on every single post? He said, for now. For now, Chelsea is not interested in Victor Osimhen. Why would he just say for now? We're linked with everybody else in the
Um,
books now. Everybody and their moms
bring,
we're linked with now.
bring up that Lucas Costa comment.
Which one?
Yeah. You know what? That's fine. But the way Chelsea will play under Maresca will create chances for fun. So it makes sense getting in.
Yeah, Lucas. The way that Maresca's striker played back in Leicester, because that's the only thing we got to base him off of, right? It is they have 22 touches. So what are the touches that are in the box, pretty much? That's what you get. Your touches that are in the box. They have guys. They had Patson Daka and Jamie Vardy, and a lot of low blocks. From what my understanding was that they played a lot of low blocks. So it'll be interesting. I'm like, I do agree with this somewhat, but Lucas, remember, there's you also need not just a finisher, Louise. Not just a finisher, but we also need someone that's why I've kind of grown okay if we end up with Sesko. We need someone we can hit the ball long to one or two times, bro, to loosen the pressure up on our team. It's a problem that we have. It's a real problem. Like we can't hit the ball long to our striker ever. Like Jackson is like only okay at that. Unless you're hitting it down to his chest, he's only okay. Like and okay is like when on occasion. Lucas, that is it. I'm not opposed to this. I'm not opposed to this. Okay? But once again, this is a striker that currently is in Champions League. Napoli's not in Champions League. Okay? Like that's kind of the thing here. That's the theme here. If you want me to understand, want you to understand, he's not in Champions League. Like at this current moment, Napoli is not playing in a European competition, from my understanding. I should double check that. They might be in the same competition as us. Nah, they're not in a European competition at all. Like so, at this current moment, at this current moment, No, Napoli's in 10th place, bro. I just checked. 10th place this Conference League for them? I don't know, Joel. I don't know if we will have to, bro. I like that, bro. I've liked Dovik too, bro. I do. I'm not saying, but do you think Dovik is gonna want to sign for us without with him being in Champions League right now? His team was in second this year. And look at Napoli. Napoli's in 10th. They didn't have. They're not. They didn't even get They didn't get any European competition, so they're broke. Even broker than they don't have. They don't get a ton of money from Serie A, and yeah, they got 8 spots, so they didn't make any. They didn't make any tournament.
Bro, and also that Napoli squad doesn't suit Conte yet. He needs at
He
least
needs
two wing backs,
two wing backs, at
maybe another
least.
center back as well.
Yep.
He needs a striker because Victor's gonna leave. And plus,
They're
right?
gonna have to sell him, but they're not gonna get the 120 that they want. They're just
They don't.
not.
But they won't. But you know what? They'll accept 80 or maybe 90 mil plus Lukaku.
Yeah,
They'll accept that.
that's 120 to them. I think that we should be been done this shit.
I think you know
Even if
that
it's
deal that came
here's what
out.
you know what I think it is? I think it should be 70 plus Lukaku. That's what I think it should be.
No,
70 Lukaku.
you know that deal that came out, 80 plus Lukaku plus a young player. I think it'll end up just being that.
Yeah, from
I
the
think it'll be
beginning.
80 plus Lukaku, probably Casade.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'll be the deal.
Even if it's Datro, I know you want to keep Datro, but I think if
Oh,
it's Datro,
I want to keep Datro if we don't get our main striker targets. But if we can get Victor, goodbye.
that's what I'm saying, man. They want players, bro. These guys want players. I do think Dovic. I think Dovic is a bit. I think he's I think, bro, like if you think about this, right? He's already playing for City, right? If Alvarez leaves, they're triggering Dovic. It's
Yeah.
like a no-brainer. They're gonna trigger Dovic's 40 million. It's no-brainer.
How
Like
old is he?
25, 26, if
Oh,
I'm not
wow.
mistaken. Chat, can you tell? Can you?
I thought he was
I
like
can check.
28.
I could check.
Ooh.
26.
Ooh.
Like that's the thing here. It's like I think his profile is perfect. I think he's perfect for what we could do with them. Like I do, but I bro, this deal, as much as we want to say it's too much, like unless they do something with Lukaku, bro, like the problem with Lukaku is he has a contract that's with his wages is crazy, right? So we're gonna have to pay into them wages. We're gonna have to pay that contract off, like regardless. Like
Wait,
us in that deal, we're gonna be the ones that's gonna have to pay that contract
why?
off.
Why is that
That's
too
why
much?
they.
Why is that too much?
I don't know why it's too much for people.
Is he saying because 80 mil is too much for
Why
him?
is it too much? What do you think this package is worth then? What do you
Is
think this
it?
package is worth? Let's
Yeah,
say
like
it's Dacho Fofana. Let's say it's Dacho Fofana. What do you think this package is worth? I think it's like exactly this. You just send the young player to Napoli with a buyback clause. That's exactly it. Or a sellout.
yeah.
Dude, if it's Duran, it's Duran. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it is.
Listen, if it's Duran, I'd rather go with Jackson and Datra. I'll be real.
Thank you, Gallagher. Appreciate that. It's like right on subject. Right on subject. Good job, Gallagher. You did a did me a favor.
Good job, Gallagher. Good
Good
boy. Good
job,
boy.
Gallagher. Gallagher out. He says I keep on calling him Gallagher, but it's Gallagher out. And here's a fab tweet. Lukaku, understand Chelsea made a clear stand there made clear their stance to Napoli about Romelu Lukaku. No plans for loan move. Chelsea insists 38 million exit clause, believing only way for Napoli would be to proceed if they sell Osimhen. What have what we've just been saying for the last 50 minutes, guys? What have we been saying for the last 50 minutes? They need to sell Victor. No one can afford Victor. They have to drop the price. As soon as they drop the price, we put a bid in. It's that simple. They'll sell Victor for they'll sell Lukaku for 38 back to Napoli just so to even the books out and shit. And then if they want to loan Datro Fofana to us with a buyout clause, it's theirs. It's gonna be the same exact thing as what they were saying, but that's the way it's gonna play out. They're gonna drop the price because they're gonna say 120. Ryan, Carlito, send me. I don't care if you're gonna yell at me right now, Carlito, but if you want to send me a message, I'll send you the link. Give me 1 second, Carlito.
So, Napoli want they want 120. They won't get 120.
They're not gonna get 120.
But you know
they're not gonna get 120.
But you know what adds up to 120? 80 mil plus 38 for Lukaku plus a young player. That's 120 mil. That is 120.
Bro, I'm telling you, it's not gonna even happen that way, bro. They're gonna have to drop their price. That's what Bowley wants. Bowley wants this deal to be around 80 to 90 million. He wants it to be that, right? So what he'll do is he's gonna hold up. They went and did the stupidest things to themselves. Napoli did the worst thing that they could have done. They went and signed Antonio Conte. That's what they did. They went and signed Antonio Conte. That's what they did, bro. That was the worst thing they could have done. They signed Antonio Conte. That was the worst thing they could have done. Because now we have the cards. Because if you don't treat that manager right, he's gonna kick and fuss. You just signed him to a 4-year deal, which I'm sure was a good exit clause that because you know Antonio Conte don't got no deal without a freaking fire exit clause for himself. He don't take no deal without that shit. He know that Tottenham exit clause was fire. The exit clause for us was fire. All that shit. All that shit. So this is just what I see happening. Okay? And before I bring this person on to just take over the stage, because I know he's going to, I think that this happens end of the transfer window. I've just once again, I've been tin hatting this entire time. That's all I'm saying. I'm tin hatting this. I'm making this shit up as I go in my head based off of the report. That's all it is. Okay, so here's the guy. Welcome to the stage, Carlito.
Wobbs, I'm not gonna take over your show. It's your fucking show. Glad you have your own channel. Hey, Prime, what's up, buddy? Long time.
Oh, what's up, bro?
Hey, man. Hey, we had disagreement last time, but I hope we're good now, man. Cool.
What? Yeah.
All right on. So your take is that. By the way, I was as offended, Wobbs, as you were by ADL with that fucking offer. That is aggregate 15 million pounds. Excuse you, De Laurentiis, father of the guy that invented the Halloween movie.
That's what the loan fee probably.
I mean, brother, that's the loan fee.
That's what the loan fee should have probably cost.
Wobbs. So your take is that he's not finding enough suitors for Osimhen, and that price is just going to come down.
Exactly.
Oh, by the way, I'm with you, bro.
Around 80, 90 million. 80, 90 million. And even if it's not us, right? I'm just saying I'm just saying, I do think we will put a bid in if it does come down. I do, once again, I do believe the bid's going to come in. But what the reporting's telling me right now is no one wants Victor. No one wants Victor.
Yeah.
That's what it is. At the 120 number that they have, no one wants Victor. They just made the move in signing Antonio Conte, and the only way they get in this guy who they have with Antonio Conte probably signed a contract saying, "Oh, you better go get me Lukaku."
Yeah.
Like
So
part of it. Like is you better.
No, I think it's more than part of it, bro.
And then they go and get Lukaku for 40 million, the 38 million, right? But the only way they do that is if they lower that the Osimhen price down to under 100 million. Like it's the only way it happens.
So there's a couple of observations. Number one, Joey's so New York right now. Oh my God, he's in his fucking New York element. I love Joey Wobbs. He's the king of New York. Number two, you're right about them.
And if it's not us, right? If it's not us, right, that pays for Osimhen at 90 million. But by the time this all happens, all the other dominoes are gonna fall.
Yeah. And then look,
all these other ones are gonna fall.
Yo, I'm not gonna dominate your stream. I'll only be on for like 10 minutes. But their ADL is gonna be stuck with his dick in his hand, man.
Yep.
He's gonna be stuck with his dick in his hand, being like, wait a minute, no one wants to fuck it? What's going on here? No one wants to fuck with Osimhen? Really? Yeah, well, what this is hubris, bro. He didn't read the tea leaves. He didn't read the market. They're not looking for just a goal scorer now. Even though Antonio Conte wants just a goal scorer because Lukaku ain't anything else. He's certainly a primitive football player. But Osimhen is a good player.
He gets the best out of him, right?
I know, but that's his guy. Why would Antonio Conte take this managerial appointment if it wasn't to get Lukaku? He simply wouldn't. He wouldn't go back into Italian football if he didn't have assurances that his MVP, which he was an MVP when Antonio Conte had the helm.
At least player control, Carlito. At least
100%. 100%.
You know, at least player control.
ADL's no fool, bro. He knew that there was the only way he would get Conte. It's the only way. Because Napoli was horrible this year. Go look at that table. Go look at how bad Napoli really was. Despite
I had it. I had it up.
Cavaradona. Oh my God. You want to talk about fall from grace, bro. Yeah. It was horrible. So
they didn't make a European competition.
Nothing. So, no, I think they were what are they? 10th? 10th?
Yep, 10th.
They were just champions. So
this is also a good point because this is more like from what I read based off of just some the average website for this scenario, that this group that manages Osimhen wants almost a 10%. So like on top of that, it's an expensive freaking deal, bro. It's gonna be an expensive deal overall.
Well, no, we're not doing that. Number one,
but you can't do 120. As soon as you do 120, that deal is 150.
Hold on. It's not 120, Joey. It's not 120.
I know.
It's $146 million. It's $146 million. This is the same price. I think maybe $1 million more than what Caicedo cost us.
Agreed. I agree. I think
we're not doing that. We're not doing it for someone. We're not doing it for someone that does not dip into the midfield and combine. We're not doing it. We want a comprehensive player. And since Harry Kane's 31 years old, we can't reinvent him. And since I already know that Jackson is still a very, very good player and 22 years old, Jackson will start whether he's a striker or left wing. No. Yep. We're not going to pay this money for a player that we don't really need. I would rather us go for either Osimhen at 70, because if he's at 70, Joey, I'd fuck with him.
I would agree. I think 75. If we could get it around 75 plus add-ons, like that's what I'm thinking. It ends up being.
I don't love the player enough.
You give them Lukaku for 30 in the end, right?
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Knock it off. You give them Lukaku for 30. You know,
and then the books look like 40. But really, what the books look like is nothing but profit for us, and then we'll worry about the 70 down the line. Because that's how we're doing things, because we're smart, and that's what accountants from America actually do in the European game. But at the end of the day, Joey, I also don't fuck with the player. I think Osimhen is good. He's not good enough. He's not good enough for
I
what I
think
want.
you keep that guy healthy. He is a bagsman. That's personal.
But you
I
think
do think Guy Perez gives you more
more. Thank you.
overall.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
That's personal. I understand that.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about a guy, when I want in my striker is someone who I can hit the ball up to when we're getting pressed, because that's what everyone's going to do to us.
Because he'll
Everyone's
hold it. He'll hold it, and he'll do something with
Exactly. Exactly. And with me, I know that he can hit the ball over the top, he can go and catch. His pace is good enough for me to be able to say, all right,
Yeah.
I know he's going to get on the end of these long balls. Pause. Like I know he's going to. And then second thing is if I hit it up to him, he's winning those one-on-ones.
Yes.
He's winning those one-on-ones. And that's why I even the Sesko situation, I've grown okay with the Sesko situation. I said more okay. Okay. I didn't get I've
grown less okay that you've grown more okay with this. I'm less okay with you being more okay with this.
I've watched a little more tape. Let's just put it that way.
Okay. And by the way, for anybody watching, Joey does crush the tape. He's like fucking Spoelstra before Pat Riley hired him to be the assistant.
I have nothing else to do during work.
Yo, Wobbs
I just put on old games.
Like, and I'm going to give you a little
if I'm
promo
not
here.
on with you guys, if I'm not on Lewis's stream, I have games on, bro. Like
this fucking guy, he's like Steve, but he doesn't work at night and doesn't eat Domino's every day. Like, Joey Wobbs is really informed, and he insists upon being informed. So anybody listening, anybody that wants to subscribe to this guy, I talk to him almost every day, and he's going to be on my season-ending review tomorrow. Why? I can have a plethora of different people. I want Wobbs on because he's very informed. He insists upon it. This is a very smart guy. If you're listening, fucking subscribe because this guy is good. He is good.
Big up, Lewis. Thank you, my guy. Thank you for inspiring me to do this.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for the inspiration. I appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, dude, look, look, like I told you and Lewis the other day, you don't get on Lewis's channel unless you deserve it, man. Joey's got his own channel now. I fucking love it. That's great. But Wobbs, before I go, and I'll leave you in prime to do whatever you guys got to do. I got to be real with you, brother. I have an alternative that's cheaper because I would like for us to spend our money in more economical ways. And by economical, I don't mean cheaper. I mean smarter. Because you can buy well without buying exorbitantly. So if I say to you, we go and get Julian Alvarez and DCL, who is a backup striker, not a starting striker, Dominic.
I don't want nothing to do with DCL.
Well, you're wrong on that one because he's the best in the air in Europe.
I understand that.
I'm not asking him to start, Joey.
I know, but here's my thing with DCL. I don't need that type of striker if I know he's not going to be.
Yeah, but he's also good on the ball. All right. So disregard that. All right, Joey, disregard. If we get Alvarez, which is 68 million pounds, that is what's being quoted right now, 68 million pounds. And by the way, Pep Guardiola is on record saying if a player wants to leave, this is good on Pep. If a player wants to leave, he will let them leave. And I totally believe him because his track record, it completely qualifies with everything that he's saying. If a player wants to go, he just knows he'll be able to replace him. So, and he does every single fucking time. So if Alvarez wants to go for 68 million pounds, we can afford that plus Olise, but we're not going to buy anybody else. If that's it, Tosin for free, Olise and Alvarez, we can afford that plus player sales. I don't think we need or want to buy anybody else because the rest of the squad, I do like, Joey. I do like.
All right, so you're basically saying this.
So Mudryk, but by the way, is that you?
For the most part.
I would actually put Jackson on the left. Mudryk and Jackson can do their thing. Fernandez, no on Fernandez. That would be Lavia instead of Fernandez.
Okay,
Reese.
I know your opinion, but for the most part.
Oh, I love the Fofana shout, by the way. That's phenomenal. Yeah. Palmer at the 10 is natural position. Caicedo, he's been amazing over the last 2 months. Olise, of course, he's my favorite footballer. Alvarez, he's a killer. He's so much stronger than people think. They think he's short. That doesn't mean he's strong. He isn't strong. Just like Aguero, Was short, but was incredibly strong, incredibly great in the box. One of the best players I've ever seen, actually. Yeah. This is a great lineup. Minus Alvarez, who I'm out on. Sorry, minus Fernandez, who I'm out on, and Mudryk, who will have to fight with Jackson, who I think is one of the most underrated players in Europe.
Okay. So yeah, I get you. I if we go into the season looking like this, and if you told me Alvarez was 68 million, I'm a happy camper, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
No, yeah, but Joey, this is how we
I'm a
are
happy camper.
really competitive.
Joey,
This accelerates our timeline, bro. It accelerates our timeline.
All I say is this, right? All I say is this. If this is what we're looking at, right? If this is what we're going to be looking at in an overall sense, like what the team is going to be overall, right? I just want these players I want what Enzo's doing to try to get these players to stay healthy. I've already said on this stream right before you came in, this team's talent, if we even just got Olise without anybody else, if this team's talent, if they stay healthy, is at easily with their eyes closed the top 14, bro. Without Alvarez, without anybody else. Just add Olise to the team, instantly, no questions, eyes closed, top 4. That's like, and if you're telling me I add Alvarez as the option and the one guy that said Jackson should play left wing and
Nkunku, yeah.
Like I get it. Like my boy's gonna play. Yeah. He's gonna play right freaking here.
So that's the other one is that I'm actually gonna backtrack a little bit. You're right on this. It's gonna be Nkunku. But Joey, if Alvarez isn't there and it's just Jackson up top, who, by the way, I'm so high on Jackson. If you watch him play, bro, he is such a good footballer. He's just a bad finisher. But as a footballer, he is so good. So if it's Jackson instead of Alvarez, Nkunku's going to play left wing. That was a misstep on mine. Nkunku's going to play left wing.
All right. And then you're talking that Liverpool has a new manager. Do you think Arsenal's going to get better?
No, but they're really good.
Yep. And then you have Manchester City, who is going to rebuild their midfield this summer.
So that I want to leave on this note because I got to go. I'm going to do Mitchy Boy in about a half hour, and I got to take a shower because I smell like shit. I got to throw this at you. Do you think that there is subtext to what's going on with Manchester City? And I actually think that a lot of players are wanting to leave because they're like Daniel in the Bible. They see the writing on the wall.
That's an interesting thought.
Like that, these are not stupid people, and they're certainly not managed and agented by stupid people. This is actually a closer knit community than people think. And if all of a sudden you have a lot of people that are surprisingly looking to leave Manchester City, there has to be more than a coincidence when it becomes this amount of players.
I mean, let's just see. I guess that's the real thing, right? Like, my question for you is like once we gotta kind of see what ends up happening. Like, the thing is like a lot of these players have unrealistic expectations too. Like they want to go to Barcelona, right? Like
who can't afford cup holders, let alone shareholders.
Exactly. Is my point. It's unrealistic expectations. So like when let's see if it happens. Let's see if they actually sell these guys. Like that's my real thought.
But the canary in the coal mine for me.
Who do they sell? They don't need to sell anybody, by the way, to buy. Like that part of it is not.
Yeah, but hold on, because that's actually part of their problem. But the canary in the coal mine is going to be Simon Jordan, who I consider to be the best pundit in football. People hate him. I get it. But he's like Eddie Hearn for boxing. I fucking love Simon Jordan. And when he's saying that Manchester City trying to sue the Premier League means they're guilty as sin and they want to preemptively change policy prior to being ruled upon for defying policy, it just means that there is something really there. That is
right.
I think that this could actually
We got
be
way off
like,
topic, bro. We got way off topic. I don't want to
no,
talk about
but I
this.
gotta go. But I gotta go.
Yeah.
Joey Wobbs, tomorrow,
All right,
buddy.
we'll talk tomorrow.
And
Have a good night, brother.
hey, how about you enjoy
night.
how about you enjoy your Saturday night?
Yeah, enjoy your night, bro.
Bye.
All right. Now, we shouldn't. Yeah, I know. I agree with that, Joel. There's no reason, in fuck's reason, why we should be siding with the Premier League. There's absolutely none. Like, zero, zilch. No reason why we should be with the Premier League. And I saw some shit with Lukaku or Nkuku. Let me pull that shit up. I thought that was hilarious. How do I get to my? Oh, not that one. This shit. This shit made me cringe, son. People really thought we needed to sell, man. That's what it really comes down to. All these really low ball offers. People thought that we were just in need of getting rid of some of these guys, and they started going for some of our better guys instead of some of the guys we need to get rid of. Oh, also, I did want to talk about Prime. Where do you think the best spot for Broya to land is? I wanted to speak about that with you.
Monaco. Monaco's striker is leaving. I think he's like mid-30s.
Oh, Ben Yedder. Ben Yedder.
Yeah, I think he's leaving, or is he retiring? So like that's the perfect place for him to just go and slot in. Listen, I know it hasn't worked out for Roy at Chelsea, so fair enough. But I think he is a talent, man, and like
I mean, Milan want
he's
him.
rated. Yeah, he's rated in Europe. Napoli wanted him last summer, by the way. So like he is rated.
Yeah, I
in
just
Europe,
don't
man.
even.
So,
I don't think
yeah,
that. I don't think Napoli will want him now.
No, not now, but they wanted him last summer. Yeah, I just hope he works his way back from the injury and he can show, he can actually live up.
Wait. I gotta stop for a second. Lucas, my guy, Lucas. All right, Lucas. Earlier, me and you just spoke about something earlier. I could go back, right? I got another message. I got another one here for you. Another message from you I saved. You've been my favorite one to interact with so far, Lucas. You tell me this, right? But then when we talk about we have the IQ players. If we get this and we have the IQ players to supply Lukaku, who doesn't need a lot of he just needs a couple opportunities. This 3 creates plenty of opportunities. Plenty. There's there's nothing that says that this 3 in Nkuku, Olise, Palmer. And by the way, if you guys didn't see at the end of the game, Palmer also played on the left wing, by the way. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw that this year, but just saying. Would not be surprised if we saw that this year. With the way that Maresca plays, I just would not be surprised. But we have these 3 creating chances for a freaking bagsman. If it's Victor, either one. That's my favorite term. Big fatty, this is Big Fat Booty. This is why I muted you for 5 minutes, bro. This is the type of negativity I don't do, my guy. I'm a pothead. Okay? That's what I am. I don't do this type of negativity. I don't need it. I just don't need it in my life. Don't need it. Don't need it. I get you're a realist. Realism is fun and all, but you gotta have the dream to have something. You know what I mean? You don't got the dream to have something, you just stay here. Now I'm just giving you real life. David, give me the other one now because I need the other one from you because we could talk about we could talk about the other thing because there's enough people who was on that stream that are here that could talk about it. What's the other thing that guy talked about? Clarissa talked about. What is on July 15th? Can someone tell me what's on July 15th? Someone in the chat. I want to know. What the hell is on July 15th? Yes, David. Yes. What is on July 15th? I'm still trying to figure that shit out. All right. All right, boys. Everybody in the chat. Is that the end of the Euros, maybe?
Oh, you guys don't know what
End of human race.
July 15th is?
This is LG. LG. This is actually a good. This is actually a good guess.
No, wait. You don't know what July 15th is?
No, what is it?
Well, the Euros end July 14th, but July 15th.
There he is.
I
that
think July
makes sense
15th,
now. It makes sense. We figured out.
I don't. No, that's not
figured
it.
it out.
July 15th is a Monday. I think class ref has like a court case Monday, and he might be allowed out of the house. So it's a big celebration.
Class ref is he is an anomaly to society. And I'm only gonna say it one more time because I'm hungry as hell. I haven't eaten lunch yet, and it's about to be like 1 o'clock. So, thank you everybody for showing up to my stream. I really appreciate it. Thanks to Lewis and thank you Staffy. I really appreciate all you guys. If you haven't already, please like the stream. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. We're gonna be doing more of these during the summer. I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna do a couple scouting one of these live streams. So I'm gonna pick out like a position. You guys, I'll have a position every single month, every single other week that we'll work on. That I'm gonna be working on. Where I'm gonna go through. I'm probably gonna ask Strasbourg Steve if he wants to do a couple of these with me, where we go through Europe and give you guys options because everybody asks where are all the options. So we're going to show you where the damn options are. Me and Strasbourg Steve, that's the plan. Argentina, Ecuador tomorrow. That might be a good idea. I might do a live stream for that. Hey, CA Mafia, hit me up with that. I might be down to do something for that. Prime, what you saying, bro? You got anything else coming up today?
No, I'm free. What time?
Oh, sheesh. That's tomorrow. What we got? We got friendlies still, right? CAA, they still friendlies? Or is it Copa?
It's all friendly games. All friendly games.
No, I think Copa might be starting, bro. Nah, Copa don't
Copa starts after the Euros.
Yeah, Copa don't start for a minute. There's no way we send it. Now that I found this out, there was no way we were sending freaking Enzo to freaking Olympics. He's gonna play two.
No. Maresca wants as many players in the squad.
Fuck out of here,
bro. Did you see the talk of if we sign Olise before the Olympics starts? Maresca wants Olise not to go. He wants all his players.
I want to see what friendlies are available, bro. Maybe we could figure out a time.
Tomorrow is
Oh, there's friendlies right now.
Joey, tomorrow's Soccer Aid.
Oh. 2:30. All right, I think I'm gonna do. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is it? I don't know. Is it the same time? I got 2 hours till that to start, right? CAA. I got 2 hours. About. Right. This is. I don't know what time zone this is though. I'll definitely watch this. USA play. I might do a watch along, son. I'm gonna be on. I might do a watch along in a couple hours. If you're free, Prime, you want to chill in a stream. I might do a watch along USA Colombia. Yeah, it's in like 2 hours. No lineups yet. Prime, what you thinking? You gonna be around? Prime? All right, everybody. Hope you guys have a great day. I'm going to be doing I'm gonna be doing a USA Columbia watch along in a couple hours. I'll see you guys there. I'll get the stream set up for you guys to see it. 7:30 Eastern Ecuador. We might do that one too tomorrow. All right, everybody. Adios. Take care.